By the way, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think Tank Davis can beat Lomachenko. Probably knock him out. You know, he got that fucking swollen belly type deal going on, Lomachenko. He just looks like he's too small to be at 135. Now, as far as Devin Haney is concerned, you know what concerns me about Devin Haney? How Jorge Linares had him rethinking reality. Jorge Linares, Mr. No Chin at all, hit him with some shit, had him thinking. And we know he's not known to have like power, so he would have to do a lot of boxing. But I think that Devin Haney is a better boxer than Ryan Garcia. And Ryan Garcia beat Devin Haney in the amateurs. So it's tough because it's like, who beats Tank Davis? Who do you give a better chance? Let me ask the chat. In fact, I did a poll. Who do you want to see Tank Davis fight next? In the top of the chat, 1,000 people voted. 52% say Devin Haney, 18% say Lomachenko, 22% say Shakur Stevenson, and 8% say Keith Thurman. The reason why I threw Keith Thurman's name out there is because there's been something floating around about that for about a good year and a half, maybe more, of Tank Davis testing the waters at 147 against Keith Thurman. Like, don't write that off. Remember, we've seen some shit before come out of nowhere, like Amir Khan and Canelo Alvarez. I'm telling you, there may be a possibility, you know, of a Tank Davis versus Keith Thurman if Keith Thurman doesn't fight. Well, if Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence actually does happen. Don't be surprised. Now, in a rematch, I do think that Pitbull can beat Tank Davis. I think it has to be a fighter that can even outbox Tank Davis. Well, let me not be so broad. You have to keep Tank Davis at a distance. You can't let him touch you. Because while he's touching you, you notice during this fight, he started getting closer and closer to Ryan Garcia as the rounds went on, to the point where he was landing body shots at ease, like, you know, with ease. So you got to keep him away, keep him on the stick. Like Ryan Garcia, when he was jabbing, he was pretty successful with the jab. It wasn't until he started trying to mix it up that he got caught and eventually knocked out. So I'm not confident that Lomachenko can take the power of Tank Davis. I don't think so. I think that Devin Haney has the skill set to beat Tank Davis, taking him in the deep waters and possibly making it a boring fight and beating him on the cards. But I'm not confident that Devin Haney can take the power of Tank Davis. Pitbull Cruz, I think that now that Tank is a more mature fighter, he may be able to possibly stop or keep Pitbull Cruz at bay. I don't know. And also, Pitbull Cruz was somewhat of a late replacement. What was that, about a month or so, give or take? One of Tank's weak points is, as we saw in the Mario Barrios fight, and in the Isaac Cruz fight, and in the Gamboa fight, but that was long ago, that was a different Tank. It sometimes takes him a while to adjust and figure you out. And you can't rely on that all the time. Now, Shakur Stevenson, I know that's the new hot thing. Oh, Shakur Stevenson is going to be the next this and that. I don't see it right now with Shakur. I don't. I haven't seen enough yet. And Oscar Valdez, that wasn't enough yet. I don't think that Pitbull beats Tank. I didn't say that, but I'm guessing you're talking to somebody in the chat. I just can't see nobody, you know, right now that I can confidently say, like, yo, the only person that's close to me is Devin Haney. I think that, you know, he could have a chance. Let me explain to you that political situation. Once again, they're going to be fighting on May the 20th on ESPN Plus pay-per-view for $59.99, $25 cheaper than this fight. But of course, you have to have ESPN Plus. But no, you don't. You can buy your cable subscriber as well for $50, not through the ESPN Plus app. So if Devin Haney wins, he's a promotional free agent. Of course, he'll have to go over to PBC to get the fight. He did it when he left Matchroom to go over to Top Rank to get Cambosos, had to fight him twice, then Loma. So I'm imagining that if he goes to PBC, it would probably have to be a 3-fight deal, and he would have to bend to the promotional will of Tank Davis. But if he beats Lomachenko, he'll be taking all those belts with him, and you can have that fight on pay-per-view, Tank Davis versus Devin Haney on pay-per-view, and that's going to add more power to the fight, because if Tank Davis is able to be undisputed with what he's been accomplishing in the ring, sales, and beating the fighters he's been beating, then right now I don't feel comfortable saying he's the face of boxing. I don't. But he's on his way if he cleans up some shit. Now remember, he's got a legal issue going on where he's going to be sentenced. I forgot the date. Is it in June or is it in May? For the hit and run incident. Now don't get me wrong. You know, people be scared to say this shit, but I'm not. He be on some dickhead shit out the ring. It's like, bro, you got all this going for you. I get it. You from the trenches. You from B-more. But, you know, everyone makes mistakes. But when you out here gripping up women at basketball games and, you know, the shit that was going on with his baby mom with the pamper and the toothbrush, it's just like, bro, like, you don't need to be around none of that shit. Stay away from them IG models. Let me not rant, because sometimes I have to get so frustrated with dude. Like, as a fan, I'd be like, yo, you know, but then again, I did dumb shit when I was younger too. But the point is, like, the sky's the limit. And I don't see nobody right now between 130 and 135 that can beat him. May the 5th, he gets sentenced. Okay, all right. And we don't know what's going to go on with that. So how many pay-per-view buys do you think this fight's going to do? Now, as we talked about earlier, the fight's trending really, really well on social media. And already, I think I showed it twice earlier in the video. Here's a brief glimpse at my real-time stats. I'm already on my way to like 1 million views in like 24 hours. And I've looked at other people's content as well, and they're doing more than Canelo versus Plant numbers, which was our last big pay-per-view. That was an 800,000 buy pay-per-view. So right now, you know, if you would have asked me a couple of weeks ago, I would have said 550,000 pay-per-view buys or so. But now I'm thinking 800, 1.1 million. The last million pay-per-view buy fight, stateside numbers only, that was not an exhibition, not Mayweather versus Logan Paul, was Canelo versus Golovkin 2, which did about 1.15 million pay-per-view buys. That was the number that was put out there. But in this day and age of streaming, and normally I would go and open up a stream. For example, I know you guys are degenerates. Some of you are going to tell me, how was the illegal streaming quality for this fight? Who didn't buy the fight, and how was the quality? Somebody tell me. Because the point I'm trying to make is the quality of these illegal streams. You're not going to get no 1080p illegal stream. You're not going to get a 4K illegal stream, but they're getting better. You know, these pay-per-views, these streams are getting better. And like before, back in the day, you used to have to click out like all these little boxes and shit. Nope, not no more. But you can underestimate the power of illegal streaming, especially among young people who don't have the $85 or who are just like, what, $85? Fuck that shit. I don't want that on my cable bill or on my card. You know, I'm not using my food stamps for that. You see what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko is at a reduced price of $60, because streaming is bad. Like, it's bad. So I can say that we don't know what the ratio is, but if 1 million people purchase this fight, you can probably guess that maybe 100, and that's just being on the low, and 100 to 300,000 may have streamed it, maybe more. I don't know if it's 50-50, like 1 million people will stream, 1 million people will buy. We don't know. But I know a lot of people be streaming these joints. LOL, these commentators thinking streams aren't high quality. What? Who's saying that? No, them streams don't be no joke, bro. Especially if you know where to go. Like, them streams don't be no joke. I hate to tell you, Streets, but my illegal stream was 4K. I don't believe you. 4K? Get out of here. Fuck, man, get out of here. They don't even broadcast in 4K, you goddamn liar. But they do be high quality, though. Like, high quality. Let me tell you something. So listen, with that being said, let me get up out of here. I got some editing to do. We're going to be back on Tuesday, likely Monday, to talk more about this fight, to see everything that's been going on. Let me see what people have been saying. Let's see what's trending right now for Davis Garcia. Let's see if any celebrities talking shit. Let's see what's going on. Take a little peek. See what's going on. I don't care what Swaggy P has to say. Hold on. You know what? You got to be careful because sometimes it be porn mixed in here. Let me make sure. I mean, shout out to Ryan Garcia for really like pushing for the fight to be made. Look, they already taking down people clips. They're going to be cleaning up Twitter. They're going to be taking all them clips down. Like, they get real aggressive with copyright on nights like this. They don't care what the rights are or nothing. Like, they just take everything down and ask questions later. Oh my gosh, what the hell? Jeez. By the way, where was Oscar De La Hoya? Oscar De La Hoya wasn't even at the post-fight press conference. Your fighter just lost and you disappear? You think he's going to go hit the nose clams? You know, go start powdering his nose? Because that's got to be a depressing loss. You know, Ryan Garcia was their number one fighter. You got Virgil Ortiz, but he's got some issues going on. Very, very risky fight. Also, what was up with Bernard Hopkins caressing Tank Davis' back? That was creepy. That was creepy. And shout out to Floyd for showing up, too. Remember, Tank Davis is no longer a Mayweather Promotions fighter. He's using Leonard Ellerbe in an advisory role, but not under the Mayweather Promotions banner. So that's what's up. So we're going to be back on Monday to talk about more and what we learned over the weekend, because sometimes over the weekend, more shit comes out. So, yeah, take your time out. Like the video, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. See you guys all on Monday.